Welcome friend to Free Soft Dev Tutorials YouTube channel. If you are new, consider subscribing, but if you have already done it, thanks for your great work. Some JavaScript methods that will boost your skills in just a few minutes. If you want to become a better web developer, I will be posting weekly tips and tricks on latest web development languages. We will be looking at about 8 methods, as you can see here. The first method is spread operator. The spread operator expands an array into its element. You may ask, why should I use it? But the first reason is that it's a simple and fast way to show the items of an array. And it only requires 3 dots, as you can see here. It's 3 dots. For instance, let's say you want to show a list of favorite foods without creating a for loop. So you will use spread operator like this. Here you have an array which is called favorite food and host, pizza, fries, and Swedish meatballs. This will consult to load 3 dots as I have said, and then favorite food. So then pizza, fries, and Swedish meatballs. Let's see it in code editor. Here I am using Sublime Text, but you can use others such as VS Code, Atom, and other online ones. So this is spread operator. I have index.html as the HTML file. Then I have routed to the external JavaScript code file, which is called index.js, which is this one. So let's sit in the browser to see how it works. So as you can see in the browser console, we have pizza, meat, and rice. The second one is for iterator. This statement oops or iterates through the collection and provides you the ability to modify specific items. This replaces the conventional way of doing a for loop. There is some reason why you should use it. It's a simple way to add or update an item. It also leads to clean and readable code. For example, let's say you have a toolbox and you want to show all items or tools inside it. So you will use this iterator. As you can see, you have toolbox which contain hammer, screwdriver, and ruler. Then for in the bracket say const item of toolbox, means items. This item will hold all tools inside this toolbox. Then console.load item. We have hammer, screwdriver, and ruler. The third one is called includes method. This method is used to check if a specific string exists in a collection and turns true or false. Keep in mind that this is case sensitive. If the item inside the collection is school, for instance, in capital letter, and search for school in lowercase, it will turn false. Let's say you are not aware of what cars you have in your garage and you need the system to check if the car you want exists or not. This include method makes it easier. So here you have garage which contain BMW, Audi, and Volvo. Then you say const, or you can say val as you want. Then find car. Say garage dot. This dot means you are going to apply a JavaScript function. Maybe this includes. Then here you search for BMW in capital letter as you have this. Then it will log true. If you search for BMW, for instance, in lowercase or camel case, for instance, this will log false because this is, as I've said, is case sensitive. The fourth method is sum method. The sum method checks if some elements exist in an array and returns true or false. This is somewhat similar to the concept of include method, but only exception is that the argument is a function, not a string. So there are some reasons that you should use it. It makes sure some items pass the test, and also it performs conditional statements using functions. Let's see an example. Let's say you are a club owner and don't care who enters the club, but some are not allowed in because they have been drinking too much, for instance. Check out the difference between ES5 and ES6. Remember that ES5 is function declaration, but ES6 is allow functions. So for ES5 we have age as an array which hosts 16, 14 and 18. Then say age dot sum. This is sum is method. Then as I've said, the argument is a function. Then function with person. Then with time person, which will be person's age, which will be greater than or equal to 18. This will output true because some person or some people have age which are greater than or equal to 18. For instance, this one is equal to 18, means the output will be true. This will be the setup for ES6. This is the allow function. This is the argument of the function which is person. Then to return person, people's age will be greater than or equal to 18. Then the output will be true. The fifth method is every method. This method loops through the array, checks every item, and returns true or false. It's the same concept as some method, but the only exception is that every item must satisfy the conditional statement, otherwise to return false. Also remember that it makes sure every item passes the test. Let's say an example. The first time you allowed some underage students to enter the club. Someone reported this and the police caught you. This time you won't let that happen, and you make sure that everyone passes the age limit of every iterator. So for ES5 functional declaration, we have constant age, then you have 15, 20 and 19. Then age.every. This will help you to make sure that everyone passes the age limit with this method. Then you have function which is the argument for this method. Then it will return person, people's age will be greater than or equal to 18. Then this will output false because there are some people whose age are below 18. For instance, 15. This person is 15 years. So the output will be false. And this is for ES6 function or the allow function. So here we have everything there. This is the argument for our function. Then to return persons which will be greater than or equal to 18. The output will be false, as I've said. The sixth method is filter method. This method creates a new array with all elements that pass the test. This will create a new array. Yes, okay. This will help you to avoid changing the main array, and it can help you to filter out items you don't need, and it gives you more readable code. Let's say you want to return only prices that are above or equal to 30. You will filter out those other prices. For ES5 you have an array prices, then you have those prices, then we say prices.filter. Then inside this method there's an argument which is a function. Then you have to return price. which will be greater than or equal to 5 then. This method will help you to create a new array which will contain only the items that pass the test. You have 30, 55 and 40, while 25, 15 and 10 were expelled out. This is the setup for ES6, which is allow function. So here you may use what you want, maybe ES5 or ES6. Number 7 is map method. This method also returns a new array like filter method. However, the only difference is that it is used to modify items. Let's say you have a list of products with prices. Your manager needs a list to show the new prices after they have been taxed by 25%. So you will use map method like this. You have product price list. This is an array which hosts all prices of those products before they are being taxed by 25%. Then say product price list dot map. Then the argument for this method is function. Then you have to return item times 0.75, which is equal to 25%. Yes. Okay. Then this will return a new array with the new prices after they have been taxed by 25%. Then as you can see, this method helps us to modify our items as we want. This is the setup for the ES6 allow function. As you can see here, we have item as the argument for our function, and remember that the function is an argument for this method, which is map method. Then this will return item times 0.75, and this is the new array which will be logged out. The last one is reduce method. This method can be used to transform an array into something else, which could be an integer, object, and so forth. For practical reasons, a simple use case would be to sum a list of integers. In short, it reduces the whole array into one value. You may use it for the following reasons: to perform calculation, calculate value, count duplicates, group object by property, execute promises sequentially. It's a quick way to perform calculation. For instance, let's say you want to find out your total expenses for a week. You will use this method. Say weekly expenses. Those are all weekly expenses, and we want to find the total expenses for a full week. Then we say weekly expenses. This is an array dot reduce. Then the argument is a function. You have first and last. This will reduce the whole array into one value. Then you have first and last. This will add all prices, all weekly expenses. Sorry. Then it will load 8,530, which is the total of these expenses. This is for ES6 allow function. We have first and last as the argument for the function, which is also the argument for the reduce method. Then to return first plus last. Then this is the answer. Okay, thank you very much for being with me in this video. I trust you to subscribe to our channel to give us more support and stay connected.